We are in Chestermere, Alberta. I don't know where this is. I was just leaving Calgary and I seen a lake. I'm like, yes, please. So we kind of just pulled in here. And I really didn't film a whole lot yesterday, but let's roll some footage and catch you guys up to where we are right now.
Amazing things happen when you focus on the passions you have inside of your heart. I know a lot of you think that great things don't happen to good people. Great things happen to those who focus on what they feel passionate for inside and chase that 100%. And who cares if you fail? At least you tried. Just get up and try again. My whole life I've had great success in the music industry, but I always had that day job I went to every single morning no matter what time my show the night before was done. And that day job broke me down into a million pieces. I felt like a lot of you guys feel. Just sick of it. Take the leap on yourself, you guys. It's worth it.
Take a good look at all these nice, big, beautiful mountains, because this is the last we're gonna see of these beautiful things for quite a while. Why? Because boom, we're about to enter Alberta. Not far past this sign does all these big, beautiful mountains. We'll do it this way, all these big, beautiful mountains goes boom, flat for the rest of Canada. Pretty much the rest of our journey is gonna be flat, maybe a bump here and there, flat, maybe another bump. This is the last of the mountains we're gonna see for a little while. Gonna miss you guys, but let's head into Alberta. Leaving those mountain ranges is never an easy thing, but it's always amazing just to see it get smaller and smaller and smaller in your rearview mirror as your complete terrain is about to change, and anything you see from those mountain ranges forward is going to be flat, which for some people that's like, well, it's just flat. How boring is that? But the great thing is when the sun rises, it's as far as you could see. And when the sun sets, it's as far as you could see. Where I'm from in British Columbia, Canada, when the sun sets, that's just when it pops behind the mountain. Usually it's got another 2 more hours before it goes down. But we've lost sight of it many hours before that. Where out here, you get to see the sunsets when it actually vanishes across the other side of the earth, because you can see to the other side of the earth when you're driving around out here. A pretty great feeling. Anyway, I got into Calgary, Alberta today, and it was just too much busyness and too much chaos. I gotta get out. So we hit the highway and we've seen this little lake, this really pretty little place called Chestermere. I always want to say, I've had to restart this take a few times because I've kept calling it Cashmere. It's a great name if it was Cashmere, but Chestermere, Alberta. This little lake right there. As we're making this trek towards Ontario to get some more work done inside of the van, I keep adding little projects to the list. Well, another project is we need to drop down the height of my bed, because now that we got the new ceiling in, my ceiling is just this much lower, which means it's pushing down on my head when I'm at my desk. That means these bins that have been under my bed since I first built my van may have to all be redone. So normally when I sit at my desk, I could sit upright. Now I can't at all. So if I were to sit completely upright, this is gonna be hard to see, completely upright. So now I'm straight up. If I lean up, I'm still at a huge angle. I don't know how to show this to you guys. So if I were to keep my torso straight, my head roll so I could sit up, look how much of a difference that made. That 1/4 of an inch extra height allows me to keep my head up. So maybe that's where my strain comes in, because this is my desk. I spend a lot of time right here editing videos. So now when I'm editing, I'm leaning forward on my desk and my head's always looking downwards. at my laptop. So maybe that's where the strain's coming in. Andy's going to be reworking my under bed storage anyway. So now, while the bed's going to be ripped out, we're going to be dropping it down so I could have some more sitting height here. Sure, this might be okay, but I wear a set of headphones when I edit, which really drops it down. So that is one project that's needed for sure. But for now, I think what I might do, now that we've got the swivel seat in place, I might just rotate this seat around and do my editing here. Another cool thing that I did the other day was I normally leave my curtains in this position. Like normally when I'm in the van, I leave them like this so they're both kind of partially closed a little bit. That way if I'm ever in the back editing, I can still see somewhat through. And my original plan with the curtains was to have these, push them all over here so this side is wide open. And it turns out I didn't like that idea too much. So as you've seen in the curtain video that we put snaps down the side, now what I do is I shove this as far over the edge as I can. Let me show you what I did here. You see a little cloth band running through in two sections here. On the back, there's a screw right through the middle of it and another one on the back here. So Joseph gave me these little pieces. He had them, they were like some climbing cord or something like that. And yeah, this is awesome. Hold on. Now these just go back and tie back nice and easy. Keeping them good and close to the wall and away from the swivel seat when it's completely turned around. I don't know. I think it looks rather nice, and I prefer it here versus having it all shoved over there. I think because if it was all shoved over there every night, I'd have to bring it over here and snap them back into place just to keep all that extra light from hanging in, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, it's a little nicer over there. Have I told you guys how much I love the new ceiling? It just looks so much better than the chaos that the cloth one had. I really like the cloth one though, but now having this, I couldn't imagine it being cloth ever again. I really like it. Anyway, so while we're just chit-chatting here and kind of making an update video, let's talk about this whole COVID-19 stuff and traveling. Because now that I've crossed into a new province, the whole COVID behavior is way different than it was in BC. So I pulled into Calgary, and I guess Calgary right now has a mandatory mask order everywhere. Anywhere public, you gotta wear a mask. So, and we don't have those kind of policies in British Columbia at all. Sure, there's some businesses that may recommend it, but it's definitely not a policy by the province. Where in Calgary, it's anywhere in public, you must wear a mask. So I rolled into Anytime Fitness this morning, and I was like, shower time, buzzed my buzzer, it let me in. I walked into the gym, and all the shower heads have been removed, gone. No shower heads to be seen anywhere, meaning that their showers are closed. And in BC, about a month ago, we got our showers back. So these guys aren't at the level of opening as the province that I've spent all of COVID in from. So, which really sucks, which means now I'm gonna have to call my gym back in Vancouver and see if they can pause my membership for a few months while I travel. If not, I'm just gonna cancel my Anytime Fitness membership, because I've learned so far in this journey of mine through the pandemic that I can get away with just a sponge bath. I bought these from Amazon called Dude Shower, and this thing's like 10 inches by 6 inches or something like that. They're a pretty thick, big, moist towel, and they're awesome for showering with. They're a little bit pricey, but when you're doing a little spot wash once a day, kind of worth it sometimes. I love that thing. I don't use the towel all the time. A lot of times I use water and soap like you guys have seen. But now that I'm traveling, I'm probably going to be losing my showers now until I get back to BC. But anyway, long story short, so far there's been no pushback at all about me being here. The campgrounds in Alberta aren't accepting out of province campers at all, which is no big deal because I'm more of a street side guy than a campsite kind of guy. But yeah, so far no pushback. Everybody's been walking by my van here today saying, hey, good morning. Some guy came by and had a little chit chat. He's, well, safe travels, man. Be careful out there. So yeah, it's been pretty good. CRUZ is getting lots of attention. Lots of people are walking by saying hi to him. But yeah, guys, just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. Anyway, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this little update video today. The rest of this trip, I probably won't be doing a lot of like adventure filming and out doing touristy things, because, you know, I'm out here for one specific reason, and that's just to get work done on my van. And hopefully by the time I turn around and come back, things will ease up a little bit. Hopefully we're not into the second wave or anything crazy, but they will ease up and we'll start doing some more touristy stuff. But as of right now, I'm going to try to keep to myself a little bit over my travels between here and getting to Happy Camper Kits and Ray Outfitted. Yeah, and along the way, we're going to stop and see some friends. Like, I got some friends in Manitoba I'm going to stop and see, and we're going to be a little bit social on our travels. But this section of my trip won't be as the ones you just seen me going up the Alaska Highway. It's going to be a lot more calmer, probably a lot more hanging out with some friends. But don't worry, guys, we're still going to be producing content of our travels every single day and everything that happens to me. And if this starts to smell bad, I'm sorry, guys, but I lost my showers, okay? It's going to be truck stops from here on out and maybe a few subscribers' houses. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
My videos right now are only a couple of days behind, but about a month ago, they were about 2 weeks behind. I took some time off, and oh, did it ever feel good. Come on over and join us on Patreon and see what we're doing every day in real time. See you guys tomorrow.